Part 4. The Flame Reawaken. When reason can't defeat Emodiando, you think. How long can a woman endure loneliness in marriage? A month? A year? Or until she meets someone who makes her heart race again? I used to think I was strong enough to control everything, but I was wrong. That class reunion was supposed to be just a normal gathering, smiles, small talk, then everyone goes home. But no. It changed everything. I saw him again, the man who was once my youth, the one I tried so hard to forget. When I stepped into this marriage, he had just gotten divorced, an unhappy marriage, a man carrying the same emptiness as I was. When he looked at me, I knew immediately that gaze had never changed. No need for many words, just one look was enough to bring all the old feelings back to life. We started talking, from casual conversations to deeper sharing. He asked about my life. I told him. At first, it was normal, but then I started telling the truth. I told him about the long nights, about the loneliness in my own home, about how I was no longer seen as a woman. He didn't offer empty comfort. He just said, "I understand." 2 simple words, but they made me soften, because that was something my husband had never said to me. From that day on, we were no longer just running into each other. We began to seek each other out. At first, it was messages, then calls, then private meetings. Every time I saw him, I felt alive again, to be heard, to be cared for, to be seen. As a woman, I knew I was doing something wrong. I knew if I kept going, there would be no way back. But I couldn't stop, not because I didn't understand the consequences, but because the emotions were too strong. Like someone who has been thirsty for too long. When they finally find water, they cannot stop. And then, that night came. He asked me to go watch a movie, a very normal evening, or at least, that's what I thought. The cinema was dark, soft sounds, a love song playing. I sat next to him, so close, I could feel his breath. Then, he held my hand, not rushed, not forced, just natural. I froze, my heart racing. In my mind, hundreds of thoughts rushed through. Don't do this. I have a family. Stop now. But I didn't pull my hand away. I let it stay. In that moment, I knew I had crossed a line. When the movie ended, he turned and looked at me, a look that needed no words. Come with me. I knew what that meant. All it would take was a shake of my head, and everything could stop. But I nodded, a very slight nod, but enough to change everything. That night, I was no longer the same wife I had betrayed, not because I stopped loving my husband, but because I no longer felt his love. I felt freed. After months of suppression, emotion, desire, passion, everything exploded. I came back to life, but the price of that rebirth was not small. After that night, I could no longer control anything. We met more often, closer, more dangerous. I began living 2 lives, a perfect wife, and a woman having an affair. And I knew I was being pulled into a spiral that could destroy everything. Could I stop before everything shattered? Or would I risk it all, just to follow my emotions? Don't miss part 5, the painful crossroads when I'm forced to choose between my family and the man who made me feel alive again. Hit like and subscribe now to follow the ending. Trust me, the next part will make you ask yourself, if it were me, what would I choose?